Hello everyone. In today's session, we will discuss blind 75 lead code question. One question that is a two sum problem. Okay. So let's discuss the problem. So here we have given array of integers nums and we have a target integer. Okay. Our aim is we have to return indices of two numbers such that they add up to target. Okay. So let's take these examples. Okay. I have taken same examples. Okay. If you take first example, right, 2, 7, 11, 15, and the target is 7. Okay. So let's take 2, 7, 11, 15, right? So this is our input array. They'll give an input array for us, index numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. And they are also given a target is 9. Okay. Our aim is we have to find out two elements whose sum is target, that is 9. Okay. So if you see 2 plus 7, 9, right? 2 plus 7 is 9. So what is the 2 index number? Okay. What is the 2 index number? 0, right? So one index number is 0. And what is the 7 index number? 1, right? So this is the output of first example. Okay. So if you take second example, right, that is 3, 2, 4. So here target is how much? 6, right? So target is 6. So 2 plus 4 equals to 6, right? 2 plus 4 equals to 6. So what is the 2 index number? Okay, 1. And what is the 4 index number? That is 2. That is the output we have to return. Okay. Here one important point we have to understand. They given one condition. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. Okay. Which means we suppose, see, if we see 3 plus 3 also 6, right? But we cannot use same element twice. Okay. 6. This is wrong. Okay. We cannot use same element twice. Okay. That is a condition. So this is the question. Let's see how we can solve it. Okay. So the some basic brute force approach is what we will do is let's take 2, 7, 11, 15, right? 2, 7, 11, 15. So the brute force approach is first we will start with first element, that is 2, correct? First we'll take start with 2, then we'll check with all remaining elements in the array, right? Check with means 2 plus 7 we will do, 2 plus 11, 2 plus 15. Okay. So, but we will come, but target is common. Okay. Here target variable is fixed. We will check. This is the first iteration. Okay. Same way, we will take now second element. Okay. Then check with remaining elements 11 and 15 second time. Okay. That is 7 plus 11, target is 9, is equal or not. Okay. Then 7 plus 15. So like this, we'll check each and every, element with the remaining all next elements. Wherever it matches, we'll just return that index numbers. This is a very basic brute force approach. For this, we need a for loop inside one more for loop. That is nested loops we need. Okay. Let's write a pseudo code for it. Okay. How to solve it. So let's take a for loop I equal to 0, I less than n is here length, okay, n minus 1, I plus plus. Why I'm taking n minus 1? If I say less than n, I have to go till here, right? But because if I take 2, I'm not again checking with 2 because the rule is we cannot use same element twice, right? We have to check with next element onwards, right? So that is the reason. Suppose if my index is here, okay, I have to check from next element, okay? That's all. I no need to go beyond this, right? That's why n minus 1. Okay. This is the first for loop. And one more inner for loop starts with j. Here I am taking next element, I plus 1. Here I have to go till the end, j plus plus here. Okay. Here, if maybe the array here, the array name is nums, right? So I can take nums of I plus nums of j is equals to target. If it is matching, return the answer index numbers. Okay. If it is not, just return the empty array or some minus one, something you return. Okay. This is the brute force approach. Okay. So what is the time and space complexity for this brute force approach? We're using a for loop inside one more for loop, right? That is, it will take order of n. This is one more order of n. So that is order of n square is the time complexity. And what is that space complexity? I'm not using any extra space. Order of 1 is a space complexity for it. Okay. So let's quickly submit this solution in LeetCode. So int n equals to nums dot length, fine. For loop I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus if nums of I plus nums of j is equals to target. Simply return new int of I comma j. That is index number, right? Other if no matching, return new int of either you can return empty array or just return minus 1 minus 1. That is fine. Let's run this code to check the test cases. Wrong answer. Sorry, here j equal to I plus 1, right? Again run it. Let's submit this code again. Yeah, it is accepted, right? So this is a brute force approach. Okay. So how to reduce the time complexity? Is there any way to reduce the time complexity from order of n squared to order of n, right? Yes, it is possible with the help of some data structure. Let's discuss that approach now. Okay. So let's take the example. This time let me take second example, that is 3, 2, 4, right? Let's take 3, 2, 4 is my input array and the index numbers 0, 1, 2. What is the target they given is 6, right? So ideally, why we are using earlier two for loops? Because we started with first element. We are checking with all remaining elements, right? Whose sum is equals to target. Uh, Instead of that, what we'll do is first we'll find out a complement of the number, which means, see, first suppose we know if you take 3 is the first number, okay? 3 is first number, okay? If you say 6 minus 3, okay, for example, in order to get a 3, what is the next element we need? 3 plus 3, right? That is 6, okay? Which means, suppose if we do subtraction, 6 minus 3 equals to 3, right? Correct? 6 minus 3, which means we are taking this 3 here, by subtracting it. Okay. So, which means the first step, right? What we'll do, we will find out a complement of the number. Okay. Then we will check if that complement is available in some data structure, that is map. If it is there, we found the answer. Okay. First element we know. Okay. And the remaining element, the complement, right? If that is available in some data structure, then we found the answer. Correct? The data structure we are using here is map. Okay. Let's see how it works. Okay. Let's write the simple pseudo code, then I'll explain. Okay. For I equal to 0, I less than n is the length of the array, I plus plus. Okay. Here I'll find out a complement equals to, so target minus, right? That is how we can find out a complement is target minus nums of I. correct? So once we have a complement, I'll have a first map, empty map I'll create. Okay, here nothing is there initially. So I will check if this complement is there in the map or not. If map dot, there is a method contains key of this complement. Right? If it is there, I will return something. I'll tell you what to return. Else, if it is not there, I'm going to store in that map. Okay, how I can store? Map dot put of, what is the key? That element nums of I, comma, index number. That's all. Okay. If it's not there, we will return some different -1. Okay. So let's start. This is the basic logic, right? Okay. Let's iterate this. I equal to 0. Okay. So now this is I value, right? Here I value I equal to 0, 0 less than 3, condition true. So the very first time, what is a complement here? Complement equals to target, that is 6 minus nums of I, nums of 0, 3. Okay. Complement is 3. Map dot contains key is complement is 3 is no, it's not there. So else map dot put of, just store that element. What is that element? 3 comma I value how much? 0. That is the first step. Done. Next we'll go to I plus plus, right? I is 1 less than 3, condition true. Again find a complement. Target is 6 fixed minus nums of 1. Now I value is pointing here, right? That is a 6 minus 2, that is 4. Complement is 4, right? So again, map dot contains is 4 available in map? No, right? So again, it will go to else part. Map dot put of nums of 5, how much now? 4, comma, I value how much? 1. Okay, that's the second step. Now I plus plus, I becomes 2, 2 less than 3, condition true, 6 minus how much? 4. Okay, complement is 2, right? Okay. So sorry, earlier here, nums of 5 means nums of 1 we have to store here. This is my bad, sorry. So we have to store 2 comma 1, right? 2 comma 1. So now new complement is 2, right? Now we will check map dot contains key of complement. That is, the map contains this complement. Yes, that is 2, right? It contains 2, right? Yes, true. So we have to return here. Return what? 2 index we have to return, right? One is 1. This one we have to return. The one more is this one, right? 4. Okay. So we got 2 and 4 elements, right? These 2 indexes we have to return. Okay. So how we can get the 2's index? We have to get from map, right? Map dot get of key. Okay. Key means here complement, correct? Comma, and straight away this index number. What was the latest value, right? That is 4. That's all. This will give the answer. Okay. With this, we no need of 2 for loops, right? Okay. We reduced a 1 for loop. So the time complexity is order of n, and space complexity, since we have a extra data structure, that is map we are using here. So order of n is the space complexity. Okay. Let's write this code and submit in LeetCode. So let's have a length. Let's create a map. Equal to new hash map. Iterate the array I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So first step is find out a complement, right? Okay. Complement equals to complement number. How I'm finding? Target minus the nums of I, right? So the first step I'm doing, if map dot contains key. So if that complement already there, right? Then we found the answer. Okay. Else store the element map dot put of nums of I, comma I. That's all. Okay. Here we have to return a new int of map dot get of that complement, so that we will get an index number, comma one more is I. That's all. Okay. Let's run this code. Okay. Think sorry, spelling mistake. Complement. Map dot cannot find symbol. Method contains key. So K is a capital letter, right? Yeah, it accepted. Let's submit this. Yeah, it accepted. Okay. So these are the two ways to solve this two-sum problem of, okay. This is part of a blind 75 questions, right? So we'll keep solving all the questions. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video.